Today is day 27 of the Gratitude Jam, and today I'm very thankful for the opportunity to do work. Have you ever had a conversation like this with a loved one, a family member, or a friend? You're trying to accomplish something, there's a goal, there's something that you really want to achieve, something related to work. Either, for example, you want to publish a book, or you want to get promoted, or you want to start a company, or you want to apply to a school and hope you will get in. And it's like, but it's a challenging thing. It's a challenging process, and you're not seeing progress, and you're kind of frustrated and you're concerned that the desired outcome that you want is not happening, that your success is not happening. And you complain about this to a friend, to a family, and that person would tell you, "Oh, it's okay. Just try your best. The process is more important than the result. Just forget about the result. Ignore the result. As long as you try your best, at the end of the day, it's all good." Have you have you been given that kind of advice before? I'm sure that, most people, you probably heard of this before, like people telling you, focus on the process, don't think about the result. But the thing is, frankly, it's the kind of advice that sounds very good, but it's just not that useful. Now, how many times when people say that to you, that actually make you feel better? Maybe make you feel better for like 5 seconds. I just don't find that kind of advice, makes it like a fundamental difference in how we approach things. Because the thing is, when we really want something to happen, and that's something that we tie together with our self-identity, it's very hard to let go of your attachment to the result, right? And especially, our ego's job is to preserve whatever self-identity and self-image that we have about ourselves. And most of the time, the self-identity we have about ourselves is that we are just not good enough. So the ego will try whatever it can and use whatever resources it can to reinforce that concept, to reinforce that notion that you're not good enough. So when things are not happening, when your desired outcome is not happening, you take it upon yourself. Most of us do this. We take it as an indication that somehow we are not good enough and we are not worthy, and then we start to get worried, especially if it's something that has if the outcome will make a material difference in your state of physical survival. If it ties to, like, for example, a job, it ties to an income, right? It ties to your financial security. So that kind of outcome, when it's so uncertain, like no matter how good a job you do, you're always, worried about, okay, is it going to turn out well? Is it going to turn out bad? Like one day you wake up feeling all hopeful. Oh, this I'm going to kill it. I'm going to make it happen. The next day you wake up, maybe you feel like completely hopeless, right? So we've all been through that process, I'm sure, and and that's all natural and human. And what I found is that when I'm going through that kind of roller coasters of emotionally and intellectually, when I'm focusing on a goal and the thing may not be happening as fast as I would like it to, I will get very frustrated, right? I will conceptually know that I need to focus on the process instead of the outcome. But in reality, it's very hard to do that because of the reasons that I just talked about. And in those cases, I find that what really helped me is to remember that the fact that I'm going through this process is already a privilege. Being able to work on something is a privilege because it's already an opportunity for me to apply the talents I have, whether it's intellectual talents, physical or emotional talents, to apply those talents on something, whether it's to create something new or to solve a problem or to help someone. That process in itself is a privilege because that is how life is built day by day. In the process of working, we realize on a deeper level who we are and what we are good at and what we are not so good at, and being able to apply our skills and talents and mind and soul to work on something tangible, to try to attain some real goal is a privilege. And when I think of it as a privilege, when I think of work as an opportunity to express who I am, I start to remind myself that this is something worth being thankful for. And when I shift my attention from, oh, how is this going to turn out? I'm so frustrated because it's not working out. That must mean that I'm stupid. When I shift from that kind of mentality to focusing on being thankful for the opportunity to work, I usually find myself, suddenly become calmer, become more content with the present, with staying at the present moment. And that is usually the ideal condition to get anything done, to make what you want to happen actually happen. So I find that to be very, very helpful. And I brought this up today because, earlier today I was feeling very frustrated. I'm starting a company and, things are difficult a lot of times. And the company is not at the place that I want it to be. But whenever, I feel frustrated, I start to remind myself, okay, wait a second. The fact that I'm doing this, the fact that I'm exploring this opportunity to create a new product is amazing. This is an amazing privilege. This process of creation, to be able to create something new, to explore the process of creating something new is an extreme privilege that I need to be thankful for. And when I start thinking that way, when I start to focus on my heart and say thank you, universe, for giving me the opportunity to apply my talent to this work that I'm doing, suddenly, my state shifted, and suddenly everything becomes a lot more inspired. So for you, it may be different, right? You may not be like in the process of creating something new, and maybe you're stuck at a job that you don't really appreciate, and maybe you're stuck at a position that you hate. But still, that is something worth being thankful for, because that job is providing you with something, right? It's giving you a paycheck, and that should never be, taken lightly, right? Because it is whatever job that you hate that you're doing right now is providing you with a source of income so that you can do other things, right? So I'm not saying that I'm not saying that is an excuse to not make any changes, but you can still make changes, but at the same time, be thankful and reminding yourself that this is a privilege to be able to work at a job, even at a job that you don't like. You're doing something. You're helping someone, no matter how trivial it is. You are contributing to the exchange of values in the society. And that is something worth being thankful about. All right. Today is day 27 of the Gratitude Gym. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and share this with your friend. I'll see you tomorrow.